the Rocky Mountains, north of New York town. This country boy is a singing when the sun goes down. He had all the answers about the way things ought to be. Some folks came to listen, some folks couldn't see that there's pain in his fingers, pain in his heart, trying to make a living.
Yeehaw!
There, we got you that time.
Scared the hell out of me.
Welcome aboard
How you doing, Joe?
to Keeping Country Strong.
Listen, we want. Hey, we got to get Joe into this. And how do you say your last name? I don't.
Giglio.
Oh, that's easy.
The second G is silent.
Listen, we got to get you to be a little country here. Even though we don't know what we're gonna ever have on this crazy show. But
Bless your pea-picking heart. How about that?
so I'm gonna count to 3. I got to get this out of you. 1, 2, 3. We'll say yeehaw.
Go ahead.
1, 2, 3. Yeehaw! Wait, I bet she's never done that before.
No, never have.
I would guess not.
So how you been? And this is Laure. We all know Laure.
It's a beautiful lady. Isn't she gorgeous? She's a big star around here. She does this lot of
No.
Well, Mr. Phil show, right?
Right.
No,
You are the star of the Mr.
No,
Phil
I
show.
am his
She
co-host.
runs the dang thing. I know it.
No, I'm his co-host. That's it. He's the star.
He's a star, all right.
He is. Just
So,
love-
how you been anyway? And I was watching some of your stuff on YouTube, and I didn't realize how many hit songs you guys sang. It was like, holy mackerel!
Very, very fortunate, and a lot of them were movie themes. In fact, the Four Aces sang "Love Is a Many Splendid Thing" on the Academy Award show many, many years ago, when the song was won the Academy Award.
Wow. After I heard them, then I start remembering them because nobody plays any. The radio stations don't even play the old country no more.
Yeah, well, everything's changing now. It's a changing world.
What kind of experience did you have at the Academy Awards?
Well, I wasn't with the group then.
Oh, okay.
I joined the group in '69, but the guy I replaced was there. One of the original members left the group, and I replaced him and sang with the original group, with the original guys.
Yeah,
a
it's
lot of the
almost like
groups
you're an
do that,
original
right?
playing with them for 40-something years.
40-some years, yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, because they do that when sometimes they'll replace a guy if something happens to somebody or
yeah,
something.
Yeah.
Well, you have to. You almost
It
have
happens.
to.
It's like the Yankees. They're still the New York Yankees, but there's no more Babe Ruth.
That's
there's no
right.
more Roger Maris.
That's
No.
That's true, right?
So
And they can't even buy the ring, so I mean,
the most important thing in any kind of a group is to get the voice that matches the timbre of the voice you're replacing.
Right.
And to get the harmony parts the way they're supposed to be, the exact harmony.
Do you have guys backups as fill-ins in case someone were to get sick
as a matter
for
of
a
fact,
show?
we do. We use there's a fella that funny you mentioned. He sings with a group called the Passions. I don't know if you've ever heard of the Passions. His name is Lou Rotondo, and occasionally when our baritone singer Danny can't make it because he has other commitments, Lou fills in for him, and he does a marvelous job. He really does.
I think we saw I think I seen the Passions at the Paramount Theater in Middletown a few years ago.
In fact, they did a show called Brooklyn Reunion or something.
Yeah, that was it.
West
With
of Centerville, right?
That was it with the Passions, the Elegance. I think I forget
the night before, Lou worked with us in Florida. He caught an early flight and did the show with the Brooklyn Reunion the next day.
That was a really good show. There were 3 groups that would go out as I don't know if it was the Brooklyn or the new Brooklyn Reunion. I forget exactly what they termed it, but it was good because we were promoting it for when I did a radio show.
that was sold out too.
That was that was a big show.
But you know, I don't want to jinx myself, but in all the years that I've been with the Four Aces, I'm the only guy in the group that has not missed a show. Nobody is replaceable.
Oh, I hope we haven't
I'm
jinxed it.
irreplaceable.
That's right.
I hope you're like
I hope
that,
I'm enjoying
Benzee.
myself now.
I hope Benzee stays like that.
I hope we haven't jinxed you.
Well, I called him last night because Laure called me, and I was like, I'll see if I can sneak him out of the house. Which he's everything was okay, but you know, because I don't like to do a show without my sidekick.
Yeah.
I hear you. Thank you very
Partner in
much.
crime.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Well, I figured Joe is here because he came up to do our show. And I said, you know what? Phil always says, oh, Carl always helps us out. And I said, okay, well, you want me to? He goes, yeah, okay, yeah. So I checked with him first, you know. And I said, okay, guess what? I'm bringing you back down to the studio on
Well,
Saturday.
Phil calls me because I've been sending him acts.
Yeah.
I said, listen, I got 2 different companies that can give you all the acts you could ever want. Right. Big Mountain, and there's another guy, Tom Purdue. I says, now call
Any
them.
relation?
No, no chickens. Anyway, and call them, and they'll get you. Because the object that I've started with my show in the beginning is promoting local talent, and occasionally have stars like yourself in between every couple months.
That's good.
To give us a little clout, and this to go to Manhattan, and I know a lot of people down in that area will know you.
I would hope so.
Well, I mean, they just have.
Yeah, it's fortunately, the four races are really known internationally throughout the world.
Oh, sure.
People, we have worked all over the world. I mean, I can honestly say, they say join the Navy and see the world. I joined the four races and saw the world. I mean, there's not too many places I haven't been. So
I was watching this show about the Temptations. It's been on. They've been showing like it's a story about their lives. They went together. They'd fight and break up, and get back together, and they ended up back together because that harmony was just right with all of them. It's a tough when you do a harmony thing. Like we have a band, and we don't always never have the same harmony. But I have one guy he can sing like a 3-part harmony any pitch I need. So I'm lucky that way. But it's hard to ever replace that.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's true. Like I said, you have to find the right guy to replace. Because
you remember Buck Owens?
Sure.
He had that guitar player who sang the high end for him all the time.
Yeah, well, I wasn't familiar with that, but I know when you Buck, I know, sure.
Well, when you ever listen to his songs, even his show he used to have on, that guy was singing the high end that made made him sound great. So,
who were some of your favorite acts to play with in concert?
In concert, oh well, I'm a huge Four Freshmen fan.
Oh yeah.
And the original guys, Bob Flanagan and all those. Bob passed away a few years ago, but a dear friend of mine. We worked with them many times, and I love working with the Four Freshmen. We do shows with the Four Lads as well.
Okay.
Another good group. We've done shows with the Duprees. We've done shows with. I'm talking about vocal. The Letterman. In fact, we have a show coming up for those of you in the Ocean Grove area. June 29th, we'll be at the Great Theater in Ocean Grove.
Okay, in New Jersey.
Great Auditorium, with the Letterman. With the Letterman. So it'll be us and the Letterman.
Oh, great.
That's a nice show.
And they're opening for you, right?
No, I don't know. We're split billing. I don't know who's going to open. It doesn't matter.
How do you figure? Do you flip a coin?
Well, to be honest with you, I hope we open first because at intermission we sell more CDs that way.
Oh yeah, that would make sense because after the show everybody just wants to get out of there, right?
Yeah.
So we like to open for that reason.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yeah, it's different sometimes when you're a star, so you're not really opening anyway. But
right.
When I got to open for Willie, he treated us just like we were stars.
He's such a doll.
That would be Willie Nelson, folks.
Willie Nelson,
for those that don't watch the show every week.
Well, they are behind the scenes. They're just like the rest of the people that love music, and he just got his break and paid off the IRS, and he's just happy.
Yeah.
How do you like doing the oldie shows?
I love
it was like 7 or 8 acts. I love going to those shows.
Yeah, no, we do a lot. Like years ago, we used to work at the resorts in Atlantic City when Merv Griffin had it, and it was us, the Four Lads, he used the Duprees, and occasionally the Platters or the what's the girl singers here? They had Mr. Sandman.
Was it McGuire sisters?
No, not the McGuire sisters.
I know who you're thinking about too. I can't
my
think
mind.
of the name.
Can I not think of the girls?
The Marvelettes?
No.
Connie Francis?
No. There was a girl.
I'm going to break down the line.
They had Lollipop, oh, Lollipop, Lollipop. They had a couple. Anyway, we worked with them.
Lennon sisters.
No, I can't. My mind is a blank, I'll tell you.
The Shirelles?
I didn't get much sleep last night.
The Shirelles?
No,
she's a separate singer. So I know I can picture her.
I'm a little tired. I didn't get much sleep last night. We were celebrating Laurie's birthday till 4 o'clock in the morning. So.
Oh, yeah. Happy birthday, Laurie.
Happy birthday.
Boy, 29 again. It's great.
I'm telling you, just keep going on a loop. I'm loving it. I'm going backwards now. Been for a while.
I always thought, that always sounds good.
The Chordettes.
The Chordettes.
That's it. He knows all these.
I love the music.
Yeah, many times we work, man. We know them personally, and I just couldn't think of their name. But and that was a fun show to do,
Yeah, we've had Larry Chance on a few times,
right.
And we see he hangs out at your place, the Quickway Diner in Bloomingburg.
Poor guy.
You've done a couple of commercials for. I'll see Larry. I go, Larry, what's up? And he'll be sitting there eating, and
He probably says, Security.
He's like, what do you want me to sign, kid? I'm like, thanks for calling me kid, Larry. But, joking around, and everybody's sitting there eating dinner. Like,
but we love having the guys from them groups on. Any of your friends you want to send down our way, send them to us.
Well,
yeah,
we're promoting.
When Joe from Danny and the Juniors comes down to do their show, you can get him, set him up to do this one.
Joe Terry.
Yeah. Joe Terry.
I seen him when they did their, was it like their 20, it's probably around 50 years, so 25th anniversary show. I think it was 1990, maybe 92, in Pine Bush at the high school. Danny and the Juniors, and they were opening for, I think it was the Mamas and the Papas, but it wasn't the real Mamas and the Papas. It was, a carnate, group like that. And I got a CD at home. Well, it was, it's a CD signed by Joe Terry and the other two.
Joe's my dear friend. He lives 15 minutes from me.
Might have been.
Play golf all the time.
It wasn't 25th. It might have been like 30 or 40th anniversary.
Nice.
It was, a tour, 40th anniversary tour, something like that at the time. But they were really good
in the
concert.
Fall. He'll be up this way because I already talked to him. He's going to go.
This was early 90s. Yeah, put on a great show.
Back then, to me, the music from 50s and beyond is people actually had to be able to sing.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about yesterday.
And I'm not saying the people today don't know how to sing, but it was a different thing. You really had to sing. Yeah. One of the guys that sort of could fit in anything is Vince Gill.
Right.
He's got such a beautiful voice. He could have been in a doo-wop group or harmony group. And here, he sang for a lot of people backup harmonies. That's where that voice, and even Glenn Campbell did. Right. Glenn Campbell did. I think it was with the Beach Boys.
Yeah, Glenn Campbell played one summer with the Beach Boys. Yes,
right.
He did.
And he did the high end and the guitar part.
I'm a Beach Boy fanatic. I'm a big Beach Boy fanatic. So
usually we have our regular Beach Boy shirts on. And,
now, it's funny you mentioned the Beach Boys because some of the songs they sing, if you listen to the high voice, sound a lot like Bob Flanagan of the Four Freshmen.
Yes.
In fact, they did. I think they did Frosty the Snowman, the Beach Boys. Yes. Did they do it?
Yeah, they did it.
I heard it. I always thought it was the Four Freshmen. So I called Bob. I said, Bob, when did you guys record that? He says, that's not us. That's the Beach Boys. I said, that guy sounds just like you.
They did that album in 1964, the Christmas album. And it didn't turn gold until like in the 80s or 90s. It turned gold. They sold 500,000 copies.
Now, is this true or is that like
no? That is
deal
true.
You gave us with Pete Seeger.
That's the.
I'll tell you
what I do with him.
I'll tell you what a real good Christmas album is, and it's one of my favorites. In fact, I made her a copy. I don't know. You never heard it.
I haven't listened to it.
It's called Manhattan Transfer Christmas album.
Okay.
Even Tony Bennett does a song.
Manhattan Transfer.
Yeah.
Tony Bennett sings a number with them. Boy, they sing so good. They're so good, that group. They really are.
They beat out the Beach Boys for a Grammy in 1988, I think it was,
Benz,
for Kokomo.
How do you remember all this?
Beach Boys were nominated for Kokomo. I thought they were going to win because they never won a Grammy. Only Bruce Johnston had won a Grammy because he wrote Barry Manilow's song. I think I Write the Songs he wrote. So he has a Grammy, but none of the other Beach Boys have a Grammy.
Wow.
And he lost in Manhattan Transfer. And I'm like, who are these guys? And they were really good. Really good
the
group.
brains of the outfit.
I know a little bit about it.
He remembers that like I remember jokes.
Until he meets Pete Seeger, then he gets.
Then I couldn't remember that. Turn and turn. Who did that? I said it was the Birds. I said the Turtles.
The Turtles.
Everybody was in the audience goes, no!
60 people are ready to attack me. And the
worst part, he gave a big speech before this. I look at everything, I study it all, and he says that, and everybody went,
It did happen.
What was that speech for?
He didn't even bother him. He just grabbed his banjo and just started playing.
He was sitting here playing his banjo right here. It was like great. And he went out in the audience.
He didn't care who wrote it. He was just going to sing it.
93 years old,
I remember that.
Remember that?
Yes. No.
Everybody in the audience said no.
And you leave that in. You don't edit anything. You leave it in because
we're off the cuff,
like
so
that.
whatever happens. And I know you got a lot of jokes. I want to hear some of these jokes you got.
Well,
as long as they're...
Well, I don't want to repeat some of the jokes I told.
We don't care. This will be in a different area.
I'll tell you one cute one. This is there's a ventriloquist on stage, and he's got the little dummy there, and he's telling all these blonde jokes. And there's a blonde in the audience, and she stands up. She says, "I'm very offended at that. I'm blind. I don't like those blonde jokes you're telling." He says, "Well, I don't mean to offend anybody. I'm just doing my act up here, and I apologize. I won't tell any more blonde jokes." He says, "I wasn't talking to you. I'm talking to the little guy sitting on your lap."
I know. When I was looking on YouTube, a lot of their records is on Decca Records.
Yes, Decca. That was a
and
yep.
My uncle's on Decca Records.
Is that right? Yeah.
He played in Tex Ritter's band.
Well, Tex Ritter,
and back in the old Singing Cowboys.
Yep, yep.
And he did like 100 movies with them. He was the banjo man in it.
John Ritter's dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about that?
Well, if you see some of the movies with Tex Ritter when he takes his hat off, the resemblance is like phenomenal.
Really? Yeah.
But yeah, so it's interesting. It's a family thing. But
geez, you're going way back. Tex Ritter, when I was a kid, I used to see Tex
But he was with him and Roy Rogers and Gene Autry. All them guys used to go on tour.
Gabby Hayes.
Yeah, they used to go on a tour at all the rodeos.
Right.
And then they had, like you guys do, they have a pro band behind them.
Right, yeah.
So the music was always right. And then they would sing and stuff. And it's pretty interesting, you know. But when I seen Decca Records, I said they were on Decca Records.
Right.
Because my uncle sang. I didn't even know he sang because I always thought he was a comedian and he did banjo. But he sang 2 songs about Will Rogers getting killed in the airplane wreck in 1935 on Decca Records. Wow. And I was like, holy mackerel. You know, and I seen Decca Records, I was like, because I could sort of relate to that. But they were big at one time, Decca.
So many big labels back then. They're non-existent now because, let's face it, vinyl's out. You know, everything is digital, and it's all different ballgame.
Hey, did you ride a pony when you were a cop down the city?
I did not ride a horse. I had a 3-wheel scooter.
I'd call it the ice cream truck, but he don't want me. He paid his dues.
I paid my dues.
We got to say hi to all the officers down Manhattan area down there.
That's right, especially the 3-4 precinct in Washington Heights.
Glad
you guys are watching Midnight Show. Remember that face.
And before we
don't give Joe a tag.
Anything else? We want to show some clips of you guys.
Sure.
So we're going to show three clips of you guys in concert.
Good.
And then we'll come back and I can get some more jokes out of you.
Okay.
All right.
And you can tell one too if you want, Laurie.
Oh, I only know one.
Laurie's an excellent singer too.
You got to tell your drag show.
No.
Laurie's an excellent singer.
I know
she's
got a voice like a bird. I mean, she's got powerful voice too. I mean, small girl, and she really belts.
Well, she took training. Us guys, I didn't take no training.
No, she's terrific. She really is.
So, are we ready in there? The producer and the boss in there says we're ready. So we're going to go to 3 songs. You want to introduce it?
Well, right here on Keeping Country Strong, the 4 Aces.
Oh, they're doing the live show.
Tell me why, though I try to forget, tell me why I think of you yet. I know I'll never be free. What has happened to me? Tell me why. When we danced until 3, tell me why my heart couldn't see. I never dreamed of romance, never gave it a chance. When I think of how you looked that day in your gown of silken lace, should have known the day you came my way. This was the time and the place. Tell me why I keep losing my heart when I know it was love from the start. Why don't we give it a try? If you know, tell me why. Tell me Amor, amor, amor. It's what's sweet that I repeat, 'cause I adore you. Amor, amor, my love. Would you deny this heart that I
have placed before you. I can't find another word with meaning so clear. Try to whisper sweeter things in your ear. Somehow or other nothing sounds quite so clear. This soft caressing word I know. Amor, amor, amor. When you're away, there is no day, and nights are lonely. Amor, amor, my love. Make life divine, say you'll be mine, and love me only. Amor, amor. Till you, my heart was out for video, but I found you the love of my life. Somebody else's arms. Your eyes are echoing perfidia. Forget my love, the promise of love. You're sharing another's charm. With a sad lament, my dreams fade like a broken melody. While the gods of love look down and laugh at what romantic fools we mortals be. And now I know my love is not for you, so I'll take it back with a sigh, perfidious one. Should I reveal exactly how I feel? Should I confess I love you? Should I recite beneath the pale moonlight and swear by stars above you? Should I reveal the sweetest story told? Could I entreat? Now, boy, do you think I'd be acting too bold? Should I reveal exactly how I feel? Should I reveal that you're the one I need? Should I tell you, baby, that I love you? Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our part of the Follies for this afternoon. We're here to sing songs that we hope are going to bring back some very pleasant memories for you. Before we go any further, I would like to take this time to explain to you why it is that our partner Harry's on crutches. I would like to explain it to you, but Harry it's an accident that has embarrassed him for a couple of months now, so out of respect to Harry, we're not going to bring it up.
Is anyone interested in a used, slightly dented motorcycle?
Dummy. Ladies and gentlemen, the Four Aces have been extremely fortunate in the past. Not riding motorcycles, but in recording. There's a lot of songs that were recorded them pretty well, but you can't be any luckier than the Four Aces have been associated and have recorded some motion picture themes. And we would like to do one of them for you right now. This we thought was a wonderful picture, and we hope you'll all agree this is a good song. 3 coins in the fountain, each one seeking happiness, thrown by 3 hopeful lovers. Which one will the fountain bless? 3 hearts in the fountain, each heart longing for its own. There they lie in the fountain, somewhere in the heart of Rome. Which one will the fountain bless? Which one will the fountain bless? 3 coins in the fountain, through the ripples how they shine. Just just one wish will be granted. One heart will wear a valentine. Make it mine, make it mine, make it mine.
Man, you guys got some good voices, I gotta tell you.
Very nice.
That's sweet. I never get to get these shows because usually when you're at the Paramount, I'm playing all the time, and that's how you never meet other musicians.
That's right.
Yeah.
In this band, Big Etzel, I knew that guy real good. He always played the Seashore.
Right.
I'd catch him in a diner when he come back, and we'd see each other in a diner and talk about music. But
Right.
it was like we never got to really see each other. This show here, I've gotten to meet a lot of local talent that I can't get out to see, and I met guys like you that are stars.
Well, we used to come up this area quite a bit. There has been not one place in the Catskills we have not performed
Right.
at. I mean, they're no longer there. Most of the places are all gone now. But Browns, Nevelly's, the Concord, all over. I mean, but that was years ago, and so we're used to coming up this area,
Yeah, I know. Them areas used to really be booming.
Yeah, no more though. It's a shame.
Well, everything keeps changing.
Yep, everything changes.
I mean, they used to, believe it or not, they used to have a paddle boat on Greenland Lake, New York, and they had music on there, going up and down Greenland Lake like they do at Lake George. I don't know if you've ever been there.
Lake George, yeah.
And it was similar.
Well, you said Lake George. We performed at the Playboy Club up there. Remember the Playboy Club?
Yeah.
It was in Lake George.
Yeah.
That was a nice area.
Yeah, they had one in Vernon, too. I'm sure you guys were at that one also.
We did there. We did one in Geneva, Lake Geneva. They had one up there, too. I think it's in Wisconsin or somewhere.
That sort of faded out,
But
too.
if there are any of them left.
No, the
those
Playboys,
clubs,
no, they're all...
No,
They're
somebody
all
takes
gone.
them over and there's something else now.
Change the name.
Yeah.
But what I've noticed that a lot of the shows, it's 2 or 3 groups now playing together.
Yeah.
Like you
Package-
team up,
package
deal.
yeah.
That seems to be the most popular
Yeah, they...
lately in the last 10 or 15 years,
right.
anyway.
And they're fun. They really are. We enjoy doing them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. And then Channel 13 shows tons of artists and stuff from all them eras. And they're good shows. I sat and watch them because I like to hear them. I like hearing singers.
Right.
Because for me, even though I sing country and rock and stuff, I like Pavarotti. And people go, Pavarotti.
Yeah.
And I like Hank Williams Sr.
Yeah.
I mean, it's two genders, but it's like...
diversified. You got to be diversified. You got to like all type of. If you're a musician or in the entertainment, you got to like all kind of music.
Well, like she sings opera, and to me, people like that, and with Pavarotti, it's so relaxed. It just rolls right out. It's like because they sing from their diaphragm.
Right.
Us country boys, we sing from our nose.
That's all right. It's not. It's
it's a different.
It's all good.
What's your favorite song to perform in concert? Or one that you get the most feedback from?
Well, Love Is Many Splendid Things. That's the biggest.
That's the big hit.
Yeah. Usually, the one I was telling you earlier in the backstage about the Islands in a Stream that we wrote for the Ernest Hemingway novel, which was never used for the movie. Unfortunately, it was a beautiful song. I love singing this. That song is it's so catchy. I'm going to give you a CD and.
I'd love to play it on my radio show.
Yeah, and when you hear it, it's just you just close your eyes and you think you're on some romantic island somewhere. It's just a beautiful song.
Because I've been on there 4 years, and it's only a little half-hour show, but they don't want to get rid of me for some reason. No, I love having, and I'll get you a number. You can call in. We'll shoot the breeze on there, too.
That'd be fun.
I'd love to have you on there.
Not too late, though. I go to bed at 10 o'clock.
Oh, forget it.
You'll have to stay up.
You'll have to go to California and call them. It's 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
Or Texas.
Then it's only 8 o'clock if you go to.
No, I'm getting used to staying up
Texas.
later. I don't know why, but I'm.
Yeah, when you're in the band, though, it's different. You're up till 3 in the morning and then sleep all day.
Back when I don't know if I told you this story or not, but back in 1958, right out of high school, I was with a group called the Echoes, and we had a record called "Scratch My Back," which we did the Dick Clark show with.
Right.
And that's where really we got our start, and we started performing clubs with that. In fact, we worked when Joey D was working at Peppermint Lounge.
Right.
In New York with Peppermint Twist.
Yep.
We were right next door to a place called the Wagon Wheel. It was right next door to the Peppermint Lounge. And we used to work there, and But then from there, you know, so I know what you're saying, because back then, we'd stay up all night. We didn't get done until 2 or 3 in the morning. You go to a diner, you have breakfast.
That's
or
right.
something.
That's a big part of the night.
Right, and you just hang with the other musicians, and you're there till 5, 6 in the morning, and then you go to bed. You get up at noon or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You know, I can't do that anymore.
I can't either. So I wised up when I was younger,
right?
And I got into the fair circuit.
Okay.
Occasionally, we do a club like Nick's, but where you go out in the afternoon and you play for an hour.
Oh yeah, right.
Better money. It's crazy. You play an hour, 8, 9 songs, and you make better money. Well, and then the guys go, "What do we do now?"
Well, that's it. See, back when I was with the Echoes, we were doing 5 sets a night. You'd start at 9, you got done at 2 in the morning. You did 40 minutes on, or 20 off, 40, 20, or 45, 15 intermission, and you did like 5 hours of work. Now, you know, we go on stage, we do an hour, sometimes do a half hour. That's it, done. Yeah. See you.
The worst part, I don't know if it's for you, is when you get done, your energy's ready to rip the place up, and it's over.
Not me. I'm ready for bed.
Because all my guys are like, "What do we do now?" I said, "Well, go home. I don't want to see you no more." But you fall on that. But I realized the DWIs and all that stuff really affected all the clubs.
Right.
So that's why I went into doing the street fairs and booking bands for street fairs and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And it worked out for me, because now I book a lot of bands. I got like 300 bands on my list, and I book them. And,
back, and I'll give you another story. Back in the, I'm going to say probably in the 60s, when I was with the Echoes, we would be performing in Atlantic City or somewhere, which was close to where I live. And there was a place called the Club Harlem, and it was just strictly a black club, but they had all black and top-notch black entertainment there, and they were open all night. All till 5, 6 in the morning, and we used to get done our thing, go over and catch the jazz groups at the Harlem Club, and then, you know, it was fun. And just stay up all night.
I was in Manhattan, and when Tiny Tim was doing my songs, and I was down in the corner, and this guy was down there, and he was with us, but he says, "I sing with the Ink Spots," and me like a dummy. I said, "Well, they're all dead." He goes. Well, listen to me. He's right on the corner. He's singing all them songs. The Ink Spots did. And he says, "What do you think?" I says, "They're still dead, but you're really good." The guy goes,
"What was he just singing on the corner?"
No, because I said that and insulted him. Because hillbillies don't know what the heck I'm going to say.
Yeah, there's been quite a few Ink Spot groups. There was about 5 or 6 of them running around.
They had great tunes too. Yeah. You know, it's just the way he was like, he was really bragging. And Charlie Ward, I don't know if you ever met him or not.
No.
Excellent voice, but
we've worked with a couple Ink Spot groups, but every time you don't know what group's going to show up, so you go there and you know. So
well, my sax player used to have he played Peppermint Lounge too when he was a young guy, and we opened for the Platters at the Ulster County Fair, and the guy come up to me, he says, "Listen, we heard you play. Our saxophone player didn't make it. He's lost somewhere." Oh. He says, "You think your guy could play our stuff?" Well, this guy came up with that stuff.
Right.
He knew all their songs. Only problem in the big swing band said I ruined this guy because I put a clip on there with a mic so he can go out in the audience with his sax for our show. In the big band, you just stand up, play, sit down.
Right.
Well, one day he was playing with a swing band. He went around the guy. The guy says, "You ruined that guy." Well, I says, "Yeah, he could do the Platters." He played it just like the record. I mean, he played it so long. Yeah. They got him up there to play, and they had like an Elvis walkway out. He went right out ahead of the guy. The guy says, "You know, you were really good, but why did you go on the stage? This is the Platters."
That's funny.
But he was very good. They were happy because we had a guy who could actually play that stuff. Here we're a country band with that, because we do like a mix of music. She knows. And I try to get all kinds of different musicians with me so we can play rock and roll, we can play country, and then a lot of my originals. And it was just funny that the Platters, was like, they paid him and everything. They really did good by him. And we stayed and watched him play with the Platters. But I didn't know he was going to do that. I came out of nowhere, walked right on up to, and everybody was singing. The Platter guys was all like, "Where's this guy come from?" But yeah, you never know, you know.
That's right,
you got some more jokes for me, because we're gonna show more of your clips, but we got to work on some of these jokes.
You like country western? This is a country western kind of joke.
Okay.
These 2 guys the guy's name is Jethro, and the other guy is Hubert. So Hubert goes over and says, Jethro, he said, what you doing? He said, well, he said, I'm on vacation. He says, but I'm going to do it differently this time. He said, what you doing differently? He said, well, he said, 3 years ago, I went to California, and Emmylou got pregnant. He says, 2 years ago, I went to Niagara Falls, and Emmylou got pregnant again. He said, last year, I went to California, and Emmylou got pregnant again. He said, what you doing different this year? He said, I'm taking Emmylou with me.
Yeah. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Okay.
Emmylou, go on vacation.
Don't go on vacation.
Don't leave her at home.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
That's a good one.
So come on, give me some more. I know you got a. I know you're
put me on the spot.
Well, because I heard already that you rolled right through them. So give me a couple of these jokes.
Couple's driving through Florida, and the wife says, "Oh, look, we're in Kissimmee." He goes, "It's Kissimmee." She says, "It's Kissimmee. It's Kissimmee," and they're arguing back and forth. They take their argument into a road stop place, and they're still arguing. The waitress comes over and says, "Can I help you folks?" Says, "Yeah, but before you do, my wife is hard-headed. Tell her exactly and tell her real slow where we're at." She looks at it, she goes, "Burger King."
Listen, my one son-in-law was a truck driver. This is a while back. He used to travel cross country, so he calls the depot, and they said, "Are you there?" He says, "I'm in Arkansas." He says, "Where is Arkansas?" Because he's from Brooklyn.
Right.
It's Arkansas.
I know, yeah.
And he read Arkansas, and they're going, "You were there. What are you talking about?"
That's a true story.
Yeah, it's true. This really happened.
I believe it.
Because the way they say their words, he read it that way, exactly how it was.
That's funny. That's funny.
All right, I'll tell you one more.
All right, come on.
All right, this is another. This is Hubert and Jethro again. Hubert goes over and he knocks on the door, and Emmylou answers the door. He says, "Emmylou," he says, "Where's Jethro?" He says, "Oh, he's out by the barn." He says, "Okay." So he's walking by the barn. He looks in the window, and he sees Jethro dancing in front of a John Deere, and he's taking his clothes off and some music.
The John Deere tractor?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So he's just dancing around doing it. So he walks in and says, "Jethro, what on earth are you doing?" He said, "Well, Emmylou and I ain't been hitting too well. I mean, we ain't getting along with her. So I went to the doctor and said, 'Doctor, what can I do to make Emmylou like me more?' He said, 'Just do something sexy to a tractor.'"
They're laughing in the control room with that one. That's a good one. Well, listen, we want to hear your songs, too, so we're going to play 3 more songs.
Please, I'm tired of telling jokes.
They're very good, thank you.
Hey, my pleasure.
And then we'll come back and say good night or good day or whatever the heck we want. So,
all right.
Are we ready?
I want a two.
I want a tractor.
I hope it's evident to all of you by now how
Take
much
it away.
we enjoy singing the old songs, and it's equally evident to us that you folks enjoy listening to some of these old tunes, but thank you. But as much as you may enjoy hearing them, and as much as we certainly enjoy singing them, every once in a while, on a rare occasion, I must admit, we look for new material to put into our show just so that we can say we're at least making an attempt to be current. But as you might suspect, ladies and gentlemen, it's extremely difficult for the 4 aces in today's day and age to find a song that we can possibly sing or understand. So what we did is we took an old song, a standard, a classic, and the only difference is we put a very bright beat behind it. However we do it, ladies and gentlemen, we hope you'll all enjoy the way we sing the great Cole Porters. When they begin, the beginning, it brings back a sound of music so tender. It brings back a night of tropical splendor. It brings back a memory evergreen. I'm with you once more under the stars, down on the shore, and orchestras playing, and even the palms seem to be swaying when they begin the beginning. To look again is past all endeavor, except when that tune clutches my heart. And there we are, swearing to love forever and promising never, never to part. What moments divine, what rapture serene, till clouds came along to disperse the joys we had tasted. And now when I hear people curse the chance that was wasted, I know but too well what they mean. Oh yes, let them begin, the beginning. Let the love that was once a fire remain an ember. Let it sleep like the dead desire I only remember. When they begin, the beginning. Let them begin, the beginning. Make them play till the stars that were there before return above you. Till you whisper to me once more, darling, I love you. Then we suddenly know what heaven we're in. When they begin, love me. When they begin, love me. When they begin, the beginning. Thank you kindly. We want you folks to know that we're doing that song at the suggestion of my grandson. He saw our show one night, and after the show, we asked him what he thought we could possibly do to liven up our performance a bit. Quit. Yes. No, he wouldn't dare say that. But what he did suggest, he had seen a movie entitled It's the Lovely, and it's the life story of Cole Porter. He came back and he said, Pop, he says, you fellas are always looking for new material to put into our show. He said, I've got a new song for you. It's called Begin to Begin. So that's my point, ladies and gentlemen, because that's why we're doing that particular number, because my grandson suggested that song and that arrangement of that song, and for which I'm very, very, very proud. But during the course of the conversation, he made the four of us aware of something that at this stage in our lives is kind of surprising to us. And he did it, I thought, in the most respectful way. He reminded us of how the years were passing by. He said, Pop, it seems to me that on stage you gentlemen do a pretty decent job, and the songs that you sing, for the most part, are beautiful, but, he said, your songs do not relate to my generation. And the more we thought about it, particularly at that time, the more we realized just how right my grandson was. So I think you pop-pops in this audience can understand how with a great deal of pride, a great deal of respect, admiration, and certainly a heck of lots of love, I said to my grandson, who cares? You know what I'm talking about, don't you? See, he and I argue about everything. We argue about sports, we'll argue about politics, we discuss religion, we even talk about show business on occasion. But whatever the subject is, it is difficult to bridge that generation gap. But now we have 15 grandchildren among us. Thank God they're developing beautifully. But the instigator, the troublemakers of the whole gang, is my grandson, Freddie. So I made up my mind when I get back home, I'm going to sit him down and I'm going to tell him something that hopefully he will carry with him for the rest of his life. And it is simply this, that age is a quality of mind. If you've left your dreams behind, if love is cold, if you no longer look ahead, if your ambition's fires are dead, well then you're old. But if in life you take the best, and if in life you keep the jest, and if love you hold, no matter how the years go by, and no matter how the birthdays fly, then my son, you are not old. Dream when you're feeling blue. Dream, that's the thing to do. Just watch the smoke rings rise in the air. You'll find your share. You'll find your share of memories there. Of memories there. So dream when the day is through. Dream and they might come true. Dream and they might come true. Things never are as bad as they seem. So dream, dream. Thank you very much. For those of you who are singing, we want to compliment you. You sound like a mini version of the Mormon Tabernacle Choir. That song, Dream and Tell Me Why and 3 Coins in a Fountain, are all part of an album we put together entitled We Are Singers. For those of you who may be interested, the 4 of us will be in the lobby after the show. We'll be glad to sign them for you. And if you're not interested, 4 of us are going to be in the lobby anyway. So here's a song that's part of the album we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. How lucky can you get? For Tony Bennett, a gold record. And for the 4 Aces, a gold record. From the Broadway show, Kismet. We hope you'll all remember this one. Take my hand, I'm a stranger in paradise, all lost in a wonderland, a stranger in paradise. If I stand starry-eyed, that's the danger in paradise for mortals who stand beside an angel like you. I saw your face and I ascended out of the commonplace into the rest. Somewhere in space I hang suspended until I know there's a chance that you care. Won't you answer the fervent prayer of a stranger in paradise? Don't send me in dark despair from all that I hunger for, but open your angel's arms to a stranger in paradise and tell him that he may be a stranger no more. Take my hand. He's a great guy.
All right, man.
All right. The 4 aces.
Hey, I really like that singing that style with the harmonies and everything.
Great music.
It takes a lot of work. That just didn't happen.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, playing for years, many years together.
Right.
The same. Most of the same 4 guys been playing together.
Right. Yeah. Well, Freddie and I, the lead singer, I was just telling you off air. He's 84 years old.
That's amazing.
He's been with the
voice.
group since the 50s, and he's been my partner for 40-some years.
Wow.
He's a wonderful guy. I love him dearly. And
he's
Harry,
been married for 60 years.
Wow.
And Harry, the tall fellow on the end who broke his leg, he's been with the group since 1975. You know.
Unbelievable.
Well, there's a call for it, and there's still people who want to hear it. And even with the older country, people still, there's actually an undergrowth, believe it or not, radio stations playing the classic country, because I'm involved with a lot of them. And the top 10.
I would love to see a rebirth, and we were talking earlier about cruise ships. You know, we used to work them all the time, but for some reason we're just not doing them anymore. And I miss them, I really do.
I think that might come back, though.
Midnight buffets, they were great.
Oh, I've been to many of those.
Next time you're around, maybe I can get Laure to take you up to John Manza's show in Monticello. Because he does all
Does he have a cruise
these
ship?
Yeah. It could be if you put a sail on the roof.
But you know what? I mean, get back to cruise ships. I found out something on the last cruise we did. And not too many people know this. Salt air shrinks your clothes.
Oh, yeah, right.
And they don't like you. They throw you overboard and forget about you.
Couldn't be the 24 hours. Couldn't be the 24-hour dining.
3 miles down.
That would have nothing to do with it. It's the salt air shrinking the clothes.
That's it. It has nothing to do with all the buffets you eat.
They wait until 3 miles. They go, "Where'd Joe go?"
That's if they don't like it.
Yeah, overboard.
So there's 2 guys walking down the street. One guy says, the other guy says, you know, he says, I'm really upset. He says, why? He says, well, my wife went out 3 weeks ago for milk and she never came home. He says, that's terrible. He says, how are you coping with that? He says, I'm using the powdered stuff. It's not too bad.
Well, listen, give me one more because we're gonna.
I just did.
I want more.
You're glutton for punishment.
We don't pay, so we got to get as much as we can.
All right, I'll tell you. This is a similar joke. I may as well tell the hotel joke, right? This guy calls the front desk of a hotel. He says, "Send up a guy real quick." He says, "Why, sir? What's your problem?" He says, "My wife and I had a huge argument, and she's threatening to throw herself out the window." He says, "Sir," he says, "that's a personal problem." He says, "That's not a hotel problem." He says, "The heck it ain't. It's a maintenance problem. I can't get the window open."
I don't even know how they can jump out of a window in Manhattan, because down in Manhattan, I went to a recording studio and I went to the guy's office. From up here, I'm thinking, oh man, this guy's got this big. There ain't no big offices. You walk in a room, there's a desk like this, and the room's all down there. We was down there by the Winter Garden.